get settled. Fucking shift up.
Yeah, so
I've
been rubbing some cream on it twice a day, and it's pretty much cleared right up. And but that's why I don't date people with 3 nipples anymore. Oh, we're live! Hey!
Hello.
Hey, kids! This is me, Johnny Fox, and we start as we always do. I'll let the people at the bottom. You tell the kids at home who you are and what you do.
We are Alien Abduction Club. We're a rock band from Barnsley. And yeah, thanks for having us.
That's about as simple as it gets. A rock band from Barnsley, not, in fact, an alien abduction club. Or is it?
Well, there's a... No, it's totally just a rock band. We just want people to think we're totally normal. It's everyone's got an...
But there's a... Yeah, to start with the obvious question, I mean, there's got to be a story behind that name, though. Oh, this is great when this happens. And there they go. Placed on mine. What the fuck? We're back. Hey! We're back. See, that's one of those lost time incidents I've read about.
Abducted.
So it's the cliche question, but there has to be a story behind that name, right?
Indeed. So me and Drew started in a different band, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
Julia Louise.
Yeah, it was called Julia Louise, and we went up to the geezer and we asked him the very same question, like, oh, why is it called Julia Louise? And his answer was, well, he likes Julia and I like Louise. Mash up.
So his only goal.
Yeah. we can't go there. We can't go there. No. There were differences with band sort of thing, but we moved off to do his own thing, and on the way, I think it was in Sheffield. There was a poster that said Alien Abduction Club, and it was in this kind of way that was like a child's textbook almost, so kind of like a funny poster sort of thing, and it just got some cogs working and stuff. And with a band like this, we wanted to create some kind of a visionary of sort of like we've got people out there who feel as if they're quite alien in society. They're quite out of their comfort zone in a lot of areas, and we want to provide that sort of you put in your earphones and you can lose yourself and lose your shit and get involved as much as possible and be abducted away by the alien noises. Yeah, by the alien noise that's in your ears.
Oh.
But yeah, we felt like it's kind of like a double entendre a little bit. It's kind of we mean one thing, kind of got another idea in our view of looking at it. But with the sci-fi element, we're all sci-fi nerds. We love sci-fi.
I'm not a nerd.
Well, so yeah, so I know you hate it because I hated it when I was doing bands, and every band musician I've ever spoke to on this hates it. But we all have to try and put some kind of genre label on what we do. What shit have you guys come up with to try and help sell?
It's been tossed up in the air quite a bit, hasn't it?
I think it was first like something basic and bog standard, like it was labeled like garage rock because it was like there was no real thing. It was made up, completely made up, and we're gonna call it that just so that we got something to cling on to. And now as we start writing proper stuff, I think we get to call it like proper rock now. Like as we start writing some more shit.
Yeah. It's got quite a punk fuse to it as well, with a lot of the kind of heavier hitting and the distortion in there, and the heavy hitting lyrics and whatnot. Trying to push political opinions and genres and whatnot, and trying to push some. It's anti kind of capitalist in his formation here. We're not really too fussed with that, but yeah, I suppose I've lost my train of thought now.
I guess rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yeah. We don't hyper focus on these sort of things.
Nah.
Like, I know it's a massive thing, like you said, with every other band, it's this huge thing, and you know, a lot of talking points. It's easy to jump on with those points, but for us, we're trying to just throw things at the wall and see what sticks for us, what feels great.
I think most bands should probably, when you're filling in your social media or whatever, and you've got that genre section, if you just write "not Taylor Swift,"
Yeah.
yeah.
We vibe with that.
So, any gigs or recordings upcoming people could check out?
Yeah, 15th of May, White Bear. We're down at White Bear doing this Wednesday thing. Excited for that as always, because like White Bear gigs are always good. It's like every Wednesday they throw some 3 acts at you, and they're absolutely phenomenal stand-up performances, every single one every week, and it's amazing to be a part of it.
Usually best when we're on that.
Yeah. We set the bar.
Yeah. So you got a couple of tunes. You got a couple of tunes on the YouTube, Spotify, etc. People can check out. You got more recording planned?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So a caveat to all the recordings planned is that we initially had about, was it like 7 or so songs? And as we've been recording them, like we got the first 2 and they're recorded and they're great and they're done. But now we've got like 5 more and we haven't had the time to sit down and do them individually. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and record the other 5 as a sort of a live set and then get them out there. That's what we're going to do.
Great idea. Great idea. So there's quite a few of you trying to chip in, and if I'm not going to keep you as long as I do some people, so fuck this music shit. Let's get on to the fun stuff. If you just want to take it in turns, if you want to go left to right or just fight each other or whatever, we'll just do a quick bit of this or that. So cats or dogs, kids?
Cats or dogs.
Cats and dogs.
Dogs.
I have a cat at home, so I have to say cat.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to say cat because it'll be watching and it'll get you when you get back.
It's loaded up my PC. It's watching it right.
So, beer or wine?
Beer, easy. Wine, I guess.
No, wine.
This is going to sound very middle of the road, but I don't mind either. I like both.
Okay. Pizza or kebab?
Pizza.
You'd think both, but pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, getting into the deep, meaningful aspect now.
I'm gonna have to be a wolf. I'm gonna have to be a werewolf.
Are you the fairy?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said vampire because live forever.
All right, well, I'm going to say vampire as well. That's cool.
I said werewolf because it's cool. Werewolf's cooler, but vampires you just...
You're the fairy of the group as well.
Makes sense.
There's nothing wrong with being a hairy individual.
No, it's
So,
not bad. Sorry.
Judgmental.
I am on it.
okay, let's be controversial. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Is the right answer. Not that there's any wrong answers, but that's the right one. So, Dragon Ball or Pokemon?
Oh,
Pokemon.
Pokemon. I don't really watch
every day of the week, Pokemon.
Okay. So, have you ever seen a UFO?
You have a story,
Yeah. I've seen something strange. It weren't too long ago as well. It was after the formation of band, like by a year or two even. Like it were one night, literally sat and looking up at the stars, and a big ball of light. Well, it weren't a big ball of light. There were like 3 individual lights, but it looked as if it was the sun that was centered for me, but obviously with the height it seemed like it were reflecting light, and it was shooting across the sky, but it's such a weird, unsettling like pace that it just sort of threw me off. I think I was sat with you, wasn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah, you were looking where you were looking same way. And I was there, and I just sort of like took myself back a bit, because I said, like, even if it ain't gonna be like aliens or whatever, so the fact that even if mankind's got that kind of technology, and to see it like happen above you and whatnot, it was a bit weird. It was just a bit weird knowing all those kind of things and hear that. And I think the thing is though, whenever you do see anything up in the sky, they do label you, you're a nutter and whatnot, but you've got to imagine how much shit is up there and how much stuff must be going over our heads without even knowing a single thing. And I say to these, like, imagine if we could see that at night because it's easier to see up. What goes above us heads through the day when we see up? You know what I mean? It's weird, but even if it's not aliens, it was still weird.
You do have to wonder. It is a thought. I mean, it's a fucking big universe, right? So, there's this just ridiculous to think that there's really only us.
There's at
But
least one.
But
Saw the movie.
but the question is, they have this potential of this incredibly advanced technology traveling across the stars, billions of light years, the life support systems that might entail, and all of that shit, and then they get to Earth and they crash in the desert, where there's nothing to crash into.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
It's an odd trope, isn't it? Actually, now that you think about it.
It's
That's like the son or daughter alien nagging like, "Can I drive, Dad? Can I drive now, Dad?" He's like, "When we get to Earth." Mistake. Prang.
Is though, I bet there is other aliens crashing down. Everyone just gets killed though by government. I bet they do. I bet that's my conspiracy. I bet that's true.
Death by firing line.
Or an alien team, dead.
Okay. So how about this? So obviously, so aliens, they land not on the White House lawn, on your lawn. First contact. It's all on you. What do you say to them?
You pass him the split.
Puff pass.
Season's greetings. It's. I don't know. I think I wouldn't want to try and take it in a sense of that mankind is like responsibilities on my shoulders. I'm just tomorrow, and they're gonna go, "Oh, yeah, what you been fucking puffing?" Like, that's not good. No. Come in. Yeah. Picture first.
Any further, I want proof of this.
What about then? We're going for the selfie. We're going for the selfie.
So oh, can I have a picture with you? Your costume's awesome.
Probably get one at songs as well. Try and throw if you're gonna get into this planet, there's no better way.
All right, fantastic. So, shall we get back to music just a little bit? You want to throw some, I don't know, some of your what's the inspirations from being younger, growing up, getting you into music in the first place? And what are the kind of major inspirations kind of now with your own sort of songwriting?
Okay, do you want to go first?
Well, I think it's all pretty different, but
Yeah.
personally, from when I was a kid, like Arctic Monkeys were like the main band from when I was growing up, like so, and still are really a main influence in like, all my music. But old stuff, new stuff, everything really.
For me, I hated music growing up.
Really?
Yeah, but I only listened to radio, and I just thought, wow, music just sucks. No, and then when I got into like rock music, like the Clash and the Jam, I was like, damn, I've been missing out on way too much stuff.
Yeah.
I need to listen to more of this stuff, and then that's how it went.
For me, I've always had a fan heart for Bowie. I've loved Bowie when I was growing up. I love just how different he is and how strange and how adaptable he was, just in his roles and whatnot, and what he could perform as, and you know that to me speaks a lot of boundaries with kind of where I came at it from, because like I set out as an actor and then COVID hit, and then I started writing songs during the lockdown in like a solo album thing, in a collaboration over a Zoom call, like one of these, with a friend of mine, and then it kind of just started spitballing from there, and I've just flown the entire different way, and now I'm headstrong into music, and I absolutely love it, and performing with these guys and everything. So that's my aim.
Although I remember little of the childhood, I remember being the emo kid, and not like as in the weirdest, like heavy but also squealy thing that you could find. But now, as I've grown up, like I discovered Sublime, which is top notch, which is a big inspiration to some of the stuff I do. And to be honest, I didn't even discover Bowie until like a long time down the line. I'm sure I'd bloody heard of it before, but like, and then I actually listened, and I was like, shit, this is good, yeah. Your turn.
So I started like, I grew up with punk dad, so I grew up with listening to like the Clash and the Stranglers and all that shit just in the background while growing up. And then that kind of got me into music till I got to the point I got a guitar, and then we're listening to like, again, probably a lot of emo shit like Frank Hero and all that kind of stuff. And then my guitar tutor, I had a guitar tutor for 1.5 years for the first bit of learning guitar. She put me onto Radiohead, and it kind of went on just a bit of a downward weird spiral since of just more noise. Really good. I really like it.
We're also tolerating each other's music choices.
I think it's mainly Wade.
Wait, tell them who you really like.
I love the 1975.
Oh, boo.
No, that's
Oh, fuck it.
that's got to be it's got to be the best way. You find some common ground, but if you've got 5 huge fucking, I don't know, 5 huge Green Day fans in a band, you know, guess what they're going to sound like. If you have some more disparate influences, it's just always better.
To be fair, I think that's
Always better.
quite well, because we've all got different music tastes, so it just all kind of blends into one.
We've got overlap, but it's kind of like scattered between.
Yeah.
It's not like everything I like, everybody else won't like, but some of you will, and then vice versa. Innit? It's like weird jigsaw, like overlapping forks.
And then Wade just listens
Jigsaw
to
falling
shit.
So, do you have? Maybe you don't. I don't know. Do you have like something out there, something way down the line when you know, like kind of we've made it, or some kind of like holy grail dream fucking thing you'd like to do, like maybe a venue you'd like to perform at, or a band you'd like to tour with, support, or something like that, some big dream, go mad, fantasize, you know?
We've got an idea of like an animation creation where we want to do an album where it is like we're really into like soundtrack music, like the last dinner party and like Black Midi, where it's very like it's like Foley artists but music, and we like the idea of doing like an album with that and then complement it with we like how TikTok is now. It'd be really easy with an animation as well. So it's got like a bit. It's like episodic the album, and each song's got a corresponding storyline that's in a different animation style for each song that all complements music and each idea and story. And then
That's like his magnum opus.
Isn't
like,
it?
Yeah.
It's-
We've had the idea, but then we realised we kind of need funding for it,
And
so
also, yeah.
back burner for a bit.
That's right. My stupid, ridiculous idea. When I was playing, I wanted a song of mine in a Tarantino movie. And I thought that's when I can die happy, and not because like I'm constantly fucking spamming like please use my song, but I wanted to sort of get the tap on the shoulder like
yeah.
Mr. Tarantino would like to use your song. That'll do. Yes, you can have it for free. I don't fucking care. But lofty goals never achieved.
What Tarantino film would you want to do it for? Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or Kill, or Django?
I mean,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, it's the next one.
Oh yeah.
The next one. The next one's going to be his last one, if we believe that. So that'd be good. But there's still time. I've got a couple of tracks out there, but they're shite, so maybe not. But then again, he's got weird taste, so you never know. You never know.
Get it out there, man. You're gonna send it. Grab that collar, be like, yo. We set off the Tarantino scene.
It's, to be fair, I don't. It's better than doing it the fun-loving criminals way and just like ripping off his shit so that they notice you.
Yeah.
Which didn't quite work.
Yeah.
But I really like that band actually. But so let's talk some movies with these self-confessed sci-fi nerds, or for sci-fi nerds and a non-sci-fi nerd. So what was the last thing you watched that you'd recommend? Doesn't have to be new, but the last thing you watched that you'd actually recommend to someone.
It's not a movie per se. It's a bit episodic, and I'm sure Dom will say the same thing. But the whole of Love, Death, Robots.
Oh yeah,
absolutely stunning. It's amazing.
I watched. We watched Wes Anderson's Asteroid City.
Yeah, that was a good
sick
film.
movie.
Movie.
yeah.
Always up for a Wes Anderson film. Grand Budapest Hotel and Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yeah, love them all. But yeah, Asteroid City, it really out there. It was quite different. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking and whatnot, which I quite always like. So yeah, it was good.
Well, speaking of Tarantino, I watched Inglourious Bastards for the first time the other day.
Really?
Yeah, like the first time I ever watched it.
You know,
It's a good
baseball
movie,
bat was supposed to be Adam Sandler.
Was that
Yeah,
Oh.
fucking graphic. What were the Nazi hunter or something? It was
Yeah.
supposed to be Adam Sandler.
That would have been a very different movie.
I ever watched it, and I thought, this is so good. How have I waited this long to watch it?
Yeah, it was good.
I watched 500 Days of Summer. I'm not a big rom-com fan, but that one I actually like. This is amazing. Why haven't I been watching rom-coms? There's a lot I need to check out in mine. Yeah.
You're gonna get lost down some rom-com rabbit hole now.
Yeah, might do.
Yeah.
Watch.
He'll come back next week quoting Love Actually.
Now you see, as an old man, rom-coms used to be okay. Like 80s rom-coms, they're not like a rom-com now is all rom and very little com, right?
So, yeah.
And you look back at 80s stuff and there's it's not really romance. It's at the end of the film after he's killed everybody, he's gonna fuck the shit out of her. You know, it's pretty much. And it's much better because it's like it's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, or it's Bruce Willis, and they're just much more fun. Or if it's a little bit calmer, it's something like Mannequin or something like that. It's just much more palatable. I think that the incredibly dreary, absolute bollocks that we get these days.
My mum likes 3 Men. Is it 3 Men and a Baby? Three Men and a Baby. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, she likes them too. There's 2 of those, isn't there? And those are always on telly, and those are always coming on. Similar back.
Yeah, it's like, and they keep threatening to do another one. It's 3 Men and a Baby. It's 3 Men and a Little Lady. I think they might have done something like 3 Men and a Bride. You see where they're going with this?
Yeah.
So if we get like I don't fucking what's not 3 Funerals and a Pensioner or something, but
I'd watch that one.
I'm not for weddings and a funeral.
Yeah,
But so what about your favorite? Well, besides Star Wars, favorite sci-fi films or TV shows?
Oh God.
Alien.
Growing up,
Alien's
Alien.
And Predator, the original Predator.
Never seen Predator,
Oh,
actually.
it's really good. The original is. And then there's one in the city, Predator 2. I remember that one being good. I remember the city one being good. I think that's the second one. I've not watched them in ages, so.
It's new, but the cyberpunk anime, fucking
Yeah, that's cool.
Cowboy Bebop, whilst we're on anime. Cowboy Bebop's really good sci-fi. The soundtrack to that's fucking.
Yeah, I like the soundtrack way more than I actually like the show.
The
show's good. I feel like it's ridiculously overrated, as good as it actually is, but I just feel like it gets a hype on a level that I'm not quite buying it, but it is good.
I grew up with Doctor Who. I was a massive Doctor Who nerd growing up. Fucking love Doctor Who.
That's such a good answer.
Yeah.
I didn't even that didn't even enter my mind for some reason.
David Tennant as the Doctor. I loved David Tennant as the Doctor most. I mean, Matt Smith were good. I liked Matt Smith as well. Yeah, I kind of dropped off though after a while. I think a lot of people did though. It kind of got samey a bit. But yeah, I liked Cybermen were my favourite. I love Cybermen. I can't remember anything else off the top of my head. It's like with anything in it. They say, "Oh, what's your favourite this?" and you forget everything that you've ever watched.
I can't think of a single sci-fi. I watched loads.
I love. I want to watch them. I've not seen Dune. I want to see Dune.
Yeah, apparently they're supposed to be really good. I didn't watch them because I saw Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya were in it, and I thought it's just going to be one of them cash grab movies.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Popular actors right now.
I went to the cinema to watch the first Dune, and although I'm sure it's really, really good, I sat there and stared at the screen, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's how I felt watching Oppenheimer. I weren't. I was looking at the screen, but I was like, I don't know. My mind wandered. We were talking for too long, and I was kind of like, "Oh, what's this?" in my head.
And then the bomb goes off, and you shoot.
And I'm back, and it's just talking again. So.
You were at that point you realised you were watching Barbie.
Actually,
No,
It's the better of the two.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd say.
I haven't watched Oppenheimer either, to be fair.
It's good.
Oh, but so
What about you? What's your favourite?
favorite is Alien. Is Alien always? It's my favorite sci-fi and my favorite horror at the same time. So it just I like the whole franchise because I like the aesthetics. I love the Geiger stuff, and it's okay. They get worse, granted, but I still watch it. But the first one, and then Alien, and then Aliens,
That one
I
would be
love them both, but they just don't like. It follows on the continuity's there, but it's just such a completely different fucking film from a like psychological, slow-paced, terrifying fucking horror movie to just a straight up 80s in your face action romp. It's great that the same sort of context can work so well twice. That's pretty great. But I do I'll always prefer the first one.
I always prefer like a good story is always better than the big visuals. Like nobody comes away from a film really talking about like, oh, that special effect was incredible. You know,
I think most people come away and be like, wow, those CGI things were really shit.
Yeah. It pulled up on. Whenever it's a good story, it's like, you know, you've got something to talk about like afterwards and whatnot. I think anything that's similar as well. Like,
I feel like if you watch a good movie, you come out of it and you just like, yeah, that was good. But when you watch a shit movie, you've just got so much to fucking say about it.
It's on malice inside of you as well.
how dare it waste my time?
It's all the other things you could have been doing for the last 2 hours, isn't it?
Oh, they just feel like that. They're actually true.
So, kids, if you're just tuning in, this is Alien Abduction Club, a quote-unquote rock band from Barnsley. So, when you find the socials, light it up, all add after this has gone off. Not right now, because it's too much scintillating conversation, but when this is finished, and you go check them out, and you give them a listen, and a like, and a follow, and a share, and all that good shit. So, when that's happened, when you guys get the inevitable Netflix call for the movie, for Alien Abduction Club, the movie, who do you want to play, you guys?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, shit.
Mads
Mads
I
Mikkelsen.
thought you said
Mads
Brad
Mikkelsen.
I mean, Margot.
Margot Robbie.
Brad Pitt.
I'll go Brad Pitt as well. Do you want to all say Brad Pitt? That'd be a good
It's like a
movie.
Fight Club scenario.
Yeah.
I'm Brad Pitt.
I'm Brad Pitt.
Benton in his head.
So,
Yeah.
In case you've not watched it.
so Brad Pitt plays everyone.
Yeah.
Plays every part. Yeah.
He can multi-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do that. He could do that.
I think he also plays all the extras too. all the crowd. It's all Brad Pitt. He's playing.
It was all supposed to be Adam Sandler.
Brad.
No, we'll have one character that was supposed to be Brad Pitt be Adam Sandler.
Yeah. We're going to shoot the film in black and white, except for Adam Sandler, who's in colour.
Thank God.
This is fucking Oscar-worthy stuff. There's precedents have been set.
Idea.
We'll get Tarantino to make it, and then you just have a song in it.
Okay. You know, I'm sure you probably know that Tarantino does have a Star Trek script that he's offered up to the powers that be who run that shit, but they don't want to know.
Oh.
I can kind of see why, but
Yeah, but I feel like for a sci-fi topic, Over the Top is just, you know, his thing. Like, and to do something really memorable in sci-fi, especially around much stuff and good ideas, is about.
Yeah. I mean, sci-fi is pretty much the one sort of genre he hasn't done yet.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking this last one, he might do that Star Trek script, you know, obviously under a different name. Kind of like Snyder did with his Star Wars film that turned into Rebel Moon that nobody watched.
That said that it is Quentin Tarantino. Just saying, right?
So I'm just going to throw it out there. So you've seen a UFO, or one of you's seen a UFO. You ever seen a ghost?
Oh, we had this conversation with our Bailey. My brother proper hates Ouija boards. I said that we're going to get one and use it in his garage. He shouted at me for it. You're like, you are not messing around with that in my house. I'm like, why? I don't believe in it at all. Yeah.
I'm not a believer.
I think it's a bit of wood, in it, with letters on.
What?
Yeah.
Ghost.
Just a plank of wood with ghost. Like plank from Energy.
Yeah. Just right.
Ooh. Has it actually had a ghost experience? I feel like you're
No, but what I was going to say is that I don't think it's that far-fetched. If we're already talking about like believing that there's something up there, surely there's something around us. I think it's not that big of a jump, is it? Like, let's be honest. It's not.
I just don't believe it, mate.
Well, that's fine, but
My brother proper believes it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I've had people tell me about ghost stories.
Yeah.
And I always just think, like, what could explain that?
I mean,
I like to think of it as like, if you were a ghost, would your initial instinct be, I'm going to knock that glass of milk off it?
Yeah.
I'd have to just, you'd have to get them with a bit more as well. Though.
I think if I were a ghost, I'd be going with the smallest things to make them think maybe it's a ghost, but it's not big enough to be a ghost. Yeah. I'm pushing them to the mental limit. That's my plan. Gaslight. Yeah.
so there is. I mean, there's the standard. We think the dead, the spirits of the dead who haven't moved on or whatever. But there's some of the ghosts that people see. It could also potentially just be the multiverse sort of theory, and it's just someone else on their Earth in their time, and for whatever reason, there's a kind of, for want of a better phrase, a sort of thinning of the veil or something. Maybe it's because when you're trying to occupy that exact space at that exact time or something like that. There's a lot of shit, a lot of possibilities. Could just be that.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think when you say ghost, your mind jumps to paranormal activity. It jumps to a demon. It jumps to religion. But again, like you say, with ghosts and trying to find an explanation for what people saw and whatnot, there are limitless possibilities at the end of the day. Like you say, with the whole dimensions thing and as well. But it could have. I've seen it as well. They said they could be that it's the same universe but at different times. So if time even were a thing that, obviously we measure it in numbers, but numbers are made up. They're just man-made. So they're not real. So we can't say that's what time's made of. But we just measure it in a way that works for us. But if time worked in a way that we're a bit more relapsy, it could be projections of something that's already happened in that space there. You never know. It could be, there's thousands of possibilities.
And then you're almost bordering on magic.
Yeah.
I feel like ghosts and magic are kind of like hand in hand,
isn't it?
If magic exists, then it works.
So I mean, because we've all had a deja vu, right?
Sure.
Yeah. You ever had one of those big fucking deja vus? Once the first thing kind of hits and makes you go, "Oh, deja vu," you can then live inside it for a little bit, and you can predict the next bit and maybe the next bit before you seem to catch up and get back to real life.
I've literally been looking into this recently. The déjà already in French, already known as déjà vu, already heard is déjà entendu, and then there's loads of different other variations. I won't bore you on them, but in all of it, they said it's something with the brain where your the part of your brain that does almost like your predictive thinking. You're anticipating a scenario. They said that when people are experiencing deja vu, that there's a study going into it to see whether or not it's the fact that it's your brain literally telling you to be that aware of your surroundings, that it's almost like tripped something in your subconscious to be like, I've been here, when it's really your brain trying to anticipate the next thing. Or
like one of them weird quirks that humans have, like when you're trying to sleep and then you just start falling.
Oh
yeah. Falling awake is bad.
Yeah, I feel like so many things in human brains that just don't work right.
Yeah, we are creatures of habit, and we do many things every day, pretty repetitively, and pretty much like at the same time. We've all got shitty day jobs and what have you, so the alarm always goes off at that time, and so does the neighbours, and so does the guy. So you walk to work or whatever, you see the same people because you're all doing the same things and shit like that. So, but it doesn't trigger then when everything is the same, like a deja vu, when it really is, when it just is deja vu. Nothing feels weird. It's just normal. It's when you're at the airport in Spain waiting for the taxi and you fucking know like the make and model and colour this car's going to be before it gets here. You kind of vision it fucking happening, that it turns up and you just knew it was going to be blue, whatever, and you haven't been to Spain before. So all that shit in your head that you're recognising, that lamppost, that fucking orange tree, that thing, and then ultimately this taxi rolling up, that's not through human repetition. That's something else going on.
Yeah.
Sounds like dreams to me. That's when I think, every time deja vu occurs to me, I'm like, I dreamt this. Like that's the first thing that comes to my head. I was like, I've seen this. I haven't been here, but I must have dreamt it. That's the first thing that comes to my head.
Yeah. This is great. So we're just talking about, just rock bands from Barnsley, kids. We always have conversations like this all the time. It's just standard procedure. It's not me being weird or anything. I'm trying to bring out the weird in people who come on here. So invite your friends. It's a good time. So fuck it. Let's go right at the top. Let's go right at the top then. Done. Aliens, UFOs, ghosts. So you get to meet God and ask her one question, because her, of course it's a her. If there's a God in the kind of Judeo-Christian concept of a God, of course it's a her. Look, Old Testament, right? If they tell me if this does not sound womanly, Old Testament is all vengeful and wrathful. Maybe I just meet the wrong women, right? New Testament, it's all fucking forgiveness, and so mood swings, from vengeful and wrathful to all forgiving. So maybe a Canadian woman. Anyway, you get to ask God one question. What would you ask?
Why?
Why? Can I have a Coke?
Can I have a Coke?
No, Pepsi's all we got.
What would you ask God?
2 number 9s.
I guess it's difficult because if you're dead, life don't really matter. I don't know, I'm getting too deep into this and I've just worked out in my head. Too deep. I guess I'd have to ask him how the pyramids were done. Because I love looking into all that, the pyramids and Sphinx and stuff. Well, apparently they couldn't do it though with slayers and whatnot.
I bet they'd found a way.
But like, I want to know how that was done. I'd ask that. I know it's not up there with what everybody would really want to know, but I think I'm quite blissful in ignorance. I quite not knowing things isn't always a bad thing. It's kind of a blessing to a lot of people. What would you ask God?
I don't know.
What would you ask God?
Okay,
I'm kind of on spot. That's Jay.
Would I? God. That is an excellent question.
Do you drink or eat yogurt?
Well,
Oh.
well, my answer has always just been duck-billed platypus. What the fuck? Like, pick an animal, you know? Like, what were you thinking? You're just getting a bit pushed for time when creating the whole, like, existence and just kind of fucking... You know, is it a duck? Is it a beaver? What, if you already got ducks and beavers, why'd you make a baduck? What the... Why? Why? What good is that? My understanding of evolution is like...
Yeah. Wet milk.
Yeah, they've got no nipples, so they just sweat it out.
Yeah, right, weird creatures. They can like sense electromagnetic like pulses and stuff, can't they?
They've just got everything.
Yeah. God, we're just like, oh shit, what else can I give you?
We're building shit. And you get to the bottom at like making a Lego set, and you've just got this extra pieces, and you always just kind of go, I'll see what I can.
That's gotta be it.
It's random.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah.
I'm saying you got to the bottom and it's fine.
Right.
I guess I'm gonna put that somewhere.
So, you know what? As fun as this has been, I am going to let you go. But in keeping with the alien abduction thing, I have, supposedly, because when was the internet ever wrong? I mean, not when you're watching this show, certainly. Everything's right. So I have the 10 most common, how we say, symptoms of alien abduction.
I love these.
Yeah, and we're going to see if any of these, you seem to have felt any of these at any point. So, strange windows of missing time. That's the old faithful.
Yeah.
Which just sounds a lot like being blind drunk.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so we've all been abducted, if that's the case, I think, at some point. So, with sudden feelings of constant anxiety. Isn't that like everybody every day?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm not buying this. What else we've got? I think we've already spoke a little bit. Hearing strange noises just before getting up or just before going to sleep.
Yeah.
I usually just think, oh, Bailey's making weird noises.
Yeah, it's called snoring if you're lucky enough to have a partner. It's not really that scary. Appearance of unusual markings on the body.
Oh, I meant
That?
Uh,
I mean, I had it when I was younger. They just said it was chickenpox, and apparently I was abducted by aliens.
when my dad stopped being with us, they did.
Again, waking up in a different place from where you fell to sleep, which again just sounds like Friday night, Saturday morning. What about intense nightmares leading to insomnia? Yeah.
That's me. Yeah. Oh. I get. It's the bright light. It's the bright light.
The bright lights as well. Gee.
But that could be something to do with number 4, the bizarre effects when you're around electrical equipment.
Every time I turn amp on, and they blow up.
Yeah, I know someone who's incredibly like statically charged. They carry a wooden spoon for turning lights on and shit. Just it gets that bad. But yeah, mine would be, why is it when I put a playlist on shuffle and it still plays them in order?
Isn't it?
It must be something to do with alien abduction.
You don't like the top song in the playlist, you put it on shuffle, it plays the fucking top song anyway.
Yeah.
What the hell? I think I need to make a playlist.
Yeah.
Bouncing my playlist, and I'm just like, oh, skip that. I'm like, why are these still on the playlist? I don't listen.
Very true. Very true. What about a sudden increase in Paranormal Activity and shadow people.
Shadow people. Did I ever tell you about
Spend much time around shadow people?
that chased me downstairs?
Yeah.
That were a bad one.
My dad's a shadow
That's it,
person.
Shadow people.
I have way too many shadow people. I've been it's been for decades. They're not like, it's weird. They can range from kind of like small, not humanoid, almost kind of insect-like, and they're kind of like, it's not just the corner of your eye thing. It's like if I'm watching TV, we have like the TV like in the bay window, and they'll like run behind the TV. There'll be that movement will catch my attention, and then they'll kind of be stood still, and I can look at them just for a second, but I can kind of look right at it. I don't really see any details. It's just shadow, and then it goes away, up to being like, 6 foot kind of man-looking things. It's it never scared me or anything because it seemed kind of normal. I've just had it a lot, and I still get it now, so I'm just used to it. But
You look at them and they don't disappear. Like you see them, kind of go, oh, that looks like a person, and you look, and then it's not gone, and it's definitely not a person, but it's not disappeared. You clearly see just.
That's when I'm like, right, I'm sleeping with light on now.
Oh no.
Have experienced the sudden development of psychic or telepathic abilities?
I've always had them, so I don't.
On my phone, there is and I only know this wasn't a dream because I've got a note with like me making a drawing of having a conversation. I sort of both points at the same time, having a conversation with this giant spectral hand. Was I on something? I don't remember. But yes, I was having a conversation with this like giant hand, and I think it was like this for yes and this for like no. And the only evidence I've got of that is some black and white notes on my phone of me drawing it, and that's the whole.
But as a band, when you're jamming, certainly when you're on stage, when you're gigging, have you developed that kind of inter-band telepathy that can happen? But when you just know you want to, maybe you just want to jam out this mid-late a couple of bars longer or something like that.
Yeah, I think it happens more than you think. Yeah,
I think it's one of them things where we don't really notice it. It kind of just happens where we're vibing with it. Keep going.
We kind of know the songs enough that we know the flow of like where it should go. If we've done some on accident, we can kind of hear.
Yeah. If somebody's George Benson mid-set, we know to keep going until he gets back.
Yeah, just loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the number one internet approved side of alien abduction. You ever found any unwanted implants on your body?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I'm really sorry.
I usually tell.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna. Hey,
Who's what?
implants. Ever found any implants?
You
got
got
an
implant?
alien implant? Woke up with an implant in the back of your neck or something?
Maybe I feel like I've sat on something.
That's
My finger, man.
I'm not. No.
So,
Not yet.
I'm going to let you go. This has been tons of fun. This is Alien Abduction Club Kids, and you can catch them live next. When and where?
15th of May, White Bear, from 7:30 onwards, I think. But yeah, we'll catch you there.
And you should all do that because
Spot on.
I said so.
wow.
Right.
Voice of God.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been tons of fun. I hope this helps in some small way. We'll upload it, we'll share it, and everybody can see just how amazing It is to be on the show. So if anybody else wants to come on, I'm not shy. I'm not proud. Just message me. Come and do it. It's fun. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Fuck it.
I'm all
And
on board.
it's all good. So as the sun sets slowly in the west, I'll bid you all a fond farewell.
You too, man.
Bye.
See you later,
Bye.
man. Bye, bro.
And there they go. Alien Abduction Club, kids, a rock band from Barnsley. Who'd have thought it? That's crazy enough as it is. Never mind aliens and ghosts and supernatural paranormal goings on. A rock band in Barnsley. They must have escaped from a zoo or something. Anyway, that was tons of fun, and I'm back next week with horror mask creator, special effects guru, and also plays in a band. Very cool. But with A Swift Creations, look them up in advance. But I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Peace. Whatever gang signs. # Alien Abduction Club. Look them up.